All right. YouTube, good morning. It is a beautiful Sunday morning. A Sunday whereby I have decided to make you super busy, super engaged. And apart from that, I am giving you way much leverage when it comes to recording profit today. In this video today, YouTube, you're going to be receiving 55 odds. The second bet slip is going to be 12 odds. And the last bet slip is going to be 8.98 odds. And finally, we have one bonus single play where we have 2.66 odds. All right? One of the games whereby I view these as a solid banker today. So YouTube, as I've mentioned, it is going to be very beautiful. Right? Now, before we get rolling YouTube, let us have a quick look at yesterday's results. Yesterday, YouTube, I shared you 3 bet slips, right? And we had one of the bet slips being able to win. Unfortunately, the other 3 bet slips lost terribly. Our winning bet slip: Juventus win the game, Leipzig win the game, Osasuna double chance, which was a winning bet. Now, when it comes to the losing bets, one of the bets lost as a result of Leuven versus Westerlo failing to deliver over 1.5. Sion versus Winterthur, Sion failing to win. All right. And then Wrexham Chelsea failing to win. Again from Romania, FCSB failing to win or get a draw. Inside Telegram, I also shared you 2 bet slips, all right? A draw, Phoenix versus the away team. It was a game from Ireland, first division. Failed, all right? We had the home team annihilating the away team. And then we had a game from France where the home team was also thrashed. So it was a humbling experience yesterday, which resulted into a negative day, all right? Overall. And that is why each and every single morning, YouTube, I do echo the following words. Football betting, sports betting involves risk, all right? And you should and you must bet responsibly, all right? Past results is not a guarantee of future results, all right? Right? Now, YouTube, with that being said, I know you're very much eager to find out must better. What are the selections you are talking about, right? I'm going to be giving you directives and telling you, right, that the games are properly sourced, wonderfully analyzed by the one and only Must Beta. But before I share you the games, if you're watching Must Beta for the very first time, happy Sunday and welcome to the family, all right? Subscribe to Real Must Beta on YouTube. Football predictions and betting tips today, shared every other single day of the month. Welcome to the Real Must Beta channel. Given that you're new to the channel, I know you haven't watched this video, the new strategy video we're talking about. It is on the screen and you're probably wondering, Must Beta, how can I access this betting strategy? I'm going to tell you, if you want to access this betting strategy and watch it, there is a link in the pinned comment section. There is a link in the video description. And so proceed and get the video, proceed and watch the video. And I do believe that the video is going to serve you so much greatness because the video is meant specifically for that. And I've been receiving a few feedback telling me Must Beta, I've gone ahead and used your video. And so far, it is a wonderful experience for me. So this morning, YouTube, as you watch the video, remember, it is important to also share the video, right, on your WhatsApp, on your status, so that those who are serious about sports betting and are willing to transition from recreational bettors or wishful bettors to professional bettors who are making profit back to back, right, consistently, winning more, winning big, and recording more profit, right? I want them to be able to execute this strategy. So share it on your WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you can, right? Our very first bet slip today, YouTube, we're going to start with a simple 8 odds, all right? A simple 8 odds, YouTube. Simple 8 odds. Are you ready? If you are ready, then I'm also ready to take you home, all right? Country home, West Virginia. All right, YouTube. Nice versus Stade Rennais, another game from France Ligue 1. Stade Rennais win the game or a draw to be the outcome. Port Vale versus Sunderland. Sunderland win the game. Lens versus Metz. Lens win the game. Villarreal versus Elche. Villarreal win the game. NEC, whatever, a game from Netherlands versus Volendam. NEC win the game. And finally, Orenburg versus Zenit, St. Petersburg. Zenit St. Petersburg to be the winning outcome. YouTube, I need you to understand the following. I'm editing the first bet slip and changing it to 6 odds, right? Because I realized the first game, the first match is used elsewhere. So our first bet slip, YouTube, this is now our first bet slip, 6 odds. Port Vale, Sunderland, Sunderland win the game. Lens Metz, Lens win the game. Villarreal Elche, Villarreal win the game. NEC win the game. Orenburg versus Zenit Petersburg, Zenit Petersburg win the game, all right? Done and dusted. YouTube, our second bet slip is made up of 12 odds, and we have 3 wonderful matches. All right, the big teams, right? Genoa Roma win the game. Again from Croatia, Vukovar versus Rijeka. Rijeka win the game. And finally, Benfica versus Porto. A draw to be the outcome. It's very unfortunate. I've been trying to nail the draw market for quite a while right now. But every single time I decide to bet on the draw market, I receive a certain kind of humbling, all right? And the bookies tell me, must beta, when it comes to betting on the draw market, you are a baby. And that is why we rely on strategies like these, all right? These are the strategies we rely on to ensure that our shortcomings do not cripple our betting experience. The new video is live, free football betting strategy for beginners to make their first big cash out in 2026. There is a link in the pinned comment section. Watch the video, take the action, and promise me that you're going to be able to watch the video till the very end, because I want what is best for you. And I know what is best for you. All right? The only way to get there is when we work hand in hand together and be able to execute these strategies, all right, without trying to play smart, without trying to play clever, all right, or without letting ego, all right, and, pride take control. Everyone is a learner, and everyone deserves an opportunity to be told what is supposed to be done in order to transition from an inconsistent beta to a consistent beta, winning big, using strategies that works every day. Right? YouTube. Now, this is the point we have all been waiting for. We finally wrapping the video with a special set of 12 matches, giving us 55.8 to 7 odds. Before I share this, YouTube, it is important that I remind you of your fiduciary duty when you watch the Must Better YouTube videos. Subscribe, turn on notifications, like the video, share the video on your WhatsApp, especially today, right? I want others to be in a position to have a look at my amazing process of analysis, all right? 12 matches, 55.827 odds. So let us take a moment, complete your responsibility, liking the video, subscribing, turning on notifications, because I took a lot of hours to be able to try and decode these 12 odds and present it to you this morning. I know I've been talking and promising you Must Beta is going to share you some big odds over the weekend. I realized the weekend was kind of coming to an end, and time was running out. If I didn't act quick, all right, my time to keep the end of my promise was gonna elapse before I execute it. So subscribe, like the video, turn on notifications. And our last bet slip made up of 55 odds. A game from Germany's second Bundesliga. The home team is always a challenge for me pronouncing it, all right? So home team win or a draw against Dresden, all right? And then you have Mantova versus Juve Stabia. Mantova win or draw. A game from Germany Bundesliga, Pauli versus Frankfurt. Pauli win the game or Frankfurt win the game. A game from Spain La Liga. Getafe versus Real Betis. Real Betis win the game or a draw to be the outcome, all right? Beautiful Sunday. Andorra versus Sporting Gijon, a game from Spain Segunda Division. Andorra win the game or a draw to be the outcome. The odd is 1.398. We have the next game coming up. Young Boys playing Than. Young Boys win the game or Than win the game. A game from Switzerland Super League, all right? The odd is 1.25. We travel to Austria Bundesliga. We're traveling through the world, all right? Multiple continents, multiple countries trying to find the best 55 odds made up of 12 teams, right? So it's Hartberg playing Lanes, Blue Ways. Hartberg win or a draw to be the outcome. The odd is 1.37. Union Berlin versus Werder Bremen, a game from Germany Bundesliga. Union Berlin win or a draw to be the outcome. The odd is 1.407. Sevilla playing Rayo Vallecano. Sevilla win or a draw to be the outcome. The odd is 1.467. Spain, La Liga. We travel to Romania, Liga 1. Their league is officially ending today, all right? I don't know. We have Craiova sitting first. Bucharest around 5th, 6th, all right? Interesting, all right? We do know how the final leagues always, the final match days always look like. It's always filled with goals. And it is always electrifying, especially under Spain, Germany, Premier League. It's always interesting to have a look at the final match day. So, Craiova win or a draw to be the outcome. The odd is 1.34. Then you have Milan versus Inter Milano. An interesting derby match from Italy Serie A. My prediction is Inter Milano or Inter Milan, their away team, win or a draw to be the outcome. And finally, we travel to Portugal, Primeira Liga. Santa Clara playing Victoria Guimarães. Victoria Guimarães win or a draw to be the outcome. The odd is 1.524. YouTube, that is very good, right? These are the 12 matches giving us 55.5. It's 55.827 odds for Sunday. I feel glad that I've shared these with you. And I know those who are very much responsible are going to be able to use this bet slip perfectly, all right? To those of us who are ambitious, let us pray that. Somebody told me in betting there is no prayer, all right? So let us believe that the probabilities, the contextual factors, all right, and all the variables involved in football betting are going to swing into our favor today. So that the 12 odds and the 12 matches and the 55 odds is an amazing banger, all right? YouTube, finally, let us wrap the video with a single banker bet I was talking about today. And it is a game from France Ligue 1. That is why I eliminated it from the very first bet slip, narrowing the odds from 8 to 6 odds so that we completely avoid repetition. Our banker bet for today, YouTube, is Nice versus Stade Rennais, France Ligue 1. Stade Rennais win or a draw to be the outcome. No, hold on. It is Stade Rennais win, right? The odd is 2.664. One of the interesting factors when we view this game is that, their away team has a new coach, and the coach that is currently coaching the away team once coached Nice, and the change just occurred recently, all right? And apart from that, this is France Ligue 1, an interesting league, all right, where the most likely outcome always gets punished, all right? I don't know why that is a pattern, but it is something I've realized. You bet on the favorite is demolished. You pick what everyone expects to be the outcome. It always tends to disappoint you. But I look at the pricing of this game today, all right? My Wi-Fi is kind of lagging. This is terrible, terrible, terrible. Let me refresh that page. Come on. Really, it's terrible. Loading a page. All right, now YouTube, this is what we're talking about. 2.786 odds for nice. A draw has an odd of 3.55. Study Renee's has an odd of 2.664. Now let us talk some betting knowledge, all right? The markets are kind of fairly priced, right? When you view this game, right, the odd of 3.55 awarded to the draw, you know, it means that the bookmakers are kind of thinking the draw is the least likely outcome. And you realize they kind of tensed or tied on selecting whether home is the absolute favorite or their away team is the absolute favorite. The odds have been shifting, all right, for Nice and Stade Rennais. One thing I've come to realize, all right, this is a game whereby, look at the both teams to score margin. We have 1.50. So both teams to score is very, very much likely to occur. And then you view the over 2.5 margin, 1.712. It means that we are also expecting goals to be there in plenty. I would be having problems, right, if we had 1.55 on both teams to score, and we also have another around 1.5 for the over 2.5 market. From my experience, such games always result in a draw. But now this is an open game. One side definitely has to win, right? And I look at these, right, based on what I can recall, I believe that Stade Rennais is the team that has got the upper quality to outshine Nice today. And it is a game that has so many variables that are going to be taking part, right? Missing players and motivation, right? Desperation, all right? All those kind of things. So it is an interesting game. However, I look at the pricing when I was doing the analysis, and right now, even though the away team odds have rose, right, I still want to hold my ground and believe that this is the banker bet for today, all right? All the analysis I've been sharing you, right, are part of a wonderful test program, all right? And, you know, they always say build in public, all right? If it works, then it works for everyone. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work for everyone, all right? Now, YouTube, all the best. Good luck, all right? I really wish you the best today, Sunday. And I know when tomorrow comes, we will be able to celebrate in the morning and say, must beta. Because of you, my Sunday was brilliant. Must beta. Because of you, my Sunday was exceptional. Remember, YouTube, join our Telegram. There's a link in the pinned comment section. There is a link in the video description. And let us continue enjoying and having these wonderful sets of games being presented to us by Must Beta. So ensure your notifications are turned on and you're very, very much ready every day in the morning, by 7 in the morning, by 8 in the morning, by 9 in the morning, right? We're talking about African time, right? Is it GMT or what? I think that is it. So GMT. You'll see my video pop up on YouTube, all right? Now, with that being said, remember, sports betting is risky. Bet responsibly and do not bet more than you can lose, right? Take care, and until next time, proceed and watch the new strategy video. I am rooting for you, and take care. Get after it. Bye-bye.